Different location than where I'm usually at, I know. But sometimes a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do, and sometimes a girl is working at her job while doing a YouTube video. Hello guys, welcome, or if you've already seen my channel before, welcome back. I'm the Philadelphia Whovian, and yes, I'm at my work right now with a door behind me doing my video because it's just convenient time to do it. So this video is going to be about my top 10 favorite female Doctor Who companions. Now this is my third time doing a companions list. The first time it was my top 10 Doctor Who companions in general. Then I did a top 10 male Doctor Who companions, and now I'm finally doing a top 10 female Doctor Who companions list. And I'll be very honest guys, very honest with you. This list changes every single month. And when I say every single month, what I really mean is it's not necessarily the companions that change every month on my list, it's where they're placed on the list. Sometimes a companion that was an honorable mention once is now on the list and given a number this time. One who was on the list before is given an honorable mention. It just, every month, the list changes or the numbers change, like what number they're at. But in all essentials, they all do stay pretty much the same. And since that, all the companions I favor are the ones I favor, it's just they get differently placed every single month. So at least I'm consistent in that way. So without further ado, let's get into our list. Now at number 10 spot is actually split down the middle. Number 10 of my top 10 favorite females companions is the only entry level that gets 2. It is Polly and Perry. Polly is the companion to the first and second Doctor. She was the companion who was there when the Doctor first regenerated, and Perry is the 5th Doctor and 6th Doctor's companion. Oh wait, she was also a companion who was there at the end of the 5th Doctor's era and then went into the 6th Doctor's first season and second season as well. Yeah, Polly and Perry are similar in that regard. And by God, do I love these incredible women. Okay, Perry has got to be one of the most underrated companions ever. Like when people always say that Rose was there with the Doctor during the bad times and she saw the Doctor at his worst. No. Perry saw the Doctor at some of his absolute worst. She was there the entire time, seeing the Doctor in horrible positions where he was hurtful to her because of the situation he was undergoing, of the stress and the trauma he was undergoing, and he had to rise above against, and she still believed in him, and she sympathized and pitied him, and she was there when other people wouldn't have been there. No, this woman went through the worst, and she stuck by him and was one of the best companions ever. Polly, whoa, talk about a smart behind woman. Polly was smart. She was very good at being deductive. She was very open-minded. When the Doctor changed from the first Doctor to the second Doctor, she believed this is still the Doctor. She did. She gave him that chance and she accepted him. And she and Ben gave 2 different voices to that situation. That was very good that they did, to help the fan base be accepted and adapt to this new Doctor. It really was. And she was the one who first discovered how to defeat the Cybermen in the moon base. She was actually very smart, and she was a very outgoing companion and very, very adorable. I liked her. And now we get the number 9 slot with the second Doctor's companion in his last season, Zoe, who's paired off with Jamie. As said it before, I'll say it again. Jamie and Zoe are one of my favorite TARDIS teams. There's just something about Jamie and Zoe with the second Doctor I freaking love. Love everything about those two. But Zoe, there's just something about Zoe I find very adorable. Again, she's very smart. She is very intelligent. She's very good. Also, she has something about her that I just really do enjoy. But also, people always say with the companions, a lot of them didn't have any growth. I have no idea what you're talking about. Especially with Zoe. Zoe, in her first episode, Wheel in Space, she starts out being very mechanical. She does everything she's like a walking computer. And that gets discussed. And she wants to learn how to develop as a person. So she goes off with a doctor and she learns how to become more human in how she is. What a good journey, and I like it. I just love Zoe. There it is. All right, now at number 8. Sorry, I'm going to get so much hate for this, for her being so low, but I love all these companions. The list changes all the time. Love them all. Sarah Jane Smith. Whoa. Okay. All the actresses who played the companions are all amazing, but Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith brought so much life to that character. She made it really come alive. She was easy to relate to, and also she has had one of the best learning curves for a companion who gets snatched away from her own time, put into this strange situation. When it comes to adapting to her situation and really rising above it and taking charge, she invented the quickest curve for adapting to a new situation I think there's ever been when it comes to a companion, but still doing it in a very realistic way. She was cheeky, she was animated, she was fun. There's a reason why she is a very beloved companion, because she was very good. And then we've got oh, sorry if you think this is very low for her. It's a list where I love everyone. Number 7, we have Romana. Both Romana 1 and Romana 2. I love them both. Oh my god, these two are one fantastic set of time ladies. Well, one time lady, different incarnations of one time lady. But my god, these two women are just stunning. And I'm not talking about physically. All the companions are usually stunning in Doctor Who. I mean, like, something about their personality just feels stunning. And I love a lot of the stories that when their eras, I mean, same with all these companions, I love a lot of stories in all their eras, but there was something about their eras with the Doctor I find very unique, and I enjoy the dynamic of the Doctor traveling with one of his own species, especially a woman, a time lady like Romana 1 or Romana 2. Now I believe we're at number 6. Sorry if my numbers are off, but number 6 we now have Nyssa. Okay, not a lot of people I've seen care one way or the other about Nyssa. I love her. I love Nyssa to death. She literally was the heart and soul for me of that TARDIS team that she was with. She was the best part of that TARDIS team. And even though Peter Davison, the actor who played the 5th Doctor, I don't always agree with him on everything. I respect him, of course. Naturally, we're going to have different opinions about things. But the one thing I totally agree with him on, and he said this, and I'm so happy he said it. He said, Nyssa, of all the companions he had as the Doctor, Nyssa, played by Sarah Sutton, was his favorite. He loved Nyssa so much, for obvious reasons. I just thought she really brought a nice, good dynamic to that TARDIS team, very much so. And the Doctor, the 5th Doctor, needed a companion like Nyssa. He really needed it. And also, I think one complaint I heard about her from one fan was that they made the mistake of making Nyssa smarter than the Doctor. I'm fine with that. The doctor does not always have to be the smartest person in the room. It was nice to see a different dynamic happening there. And also, Nyssa, something happened during Nyssa's time with the Doctor that I think gets often overlooked, forgotten, and just not considered. Nyssa, unless there's something that happened in Big Finish that contradicts this, I admit I don't get into Big Finish that much, Nyssa is the last of her species. Nyssa, and something that the more I thought about it, I said, oh my god, I can't believe I've never made this connection before. Remember how we were all like, oh, the Doctor is the last of the Time Lords in New Who, and Russell was so I'll get to that in a second, but I'll just get to it now. One person pointed this out to me, where they said Russell was so incredible and so creative for this beautiful touch of making the Doctor the last of the Time Lords. He lost his entire species. What a creative idea. And I used to agree with this until I was like, wait a minute. I began watching more of Nyssa's run. I said, no. The Doctor is not the first time traveler on the TARDIS to be the last of his species. This is not a creative choice. This is a repeated choice. Nyssa was a companion who traveled with the Doctor. She was the last of her species. She saw her father die in the Keep of Traken, then by the Master. Then she saw her whole planet get destroyed. Nyssa is the last of the Trakens. I mean, I respect Russell T Davies, of course, but when people are like, Russell is creative for this choice, he was smart to use that choice, yes, but It's not creative. There already was a time traveler on the Doctor's TARDIS by the name of Nyssa of Traken, who was the last of her kind. Unless there are other Trakens somewhere, again, in Big Finish, I don't know about, sorry. That's just the way it is. And not only that, but seeing Nyssa and her time with the Doctor actually made it harder for me to sympathize with the Doctor in ways I've sympathized with him before. And here's what I mean. There are things with the Ninth Doctor in the first season he did that I just absolutely hated. Especially the way he treated Captain Jack at the very end, where he abandoned Captain Jack. And if Captain Jack's vortex manipulator had shorted out or just died, the Doctor would have been responsible for his companion that he once had on a ship dying over and over again and being blown up. The Doctor could have left his companion to die, Captain Jack, without any care or consideration or thought behind it. I thought that was cold and disgusting. Honestly, I didn't like how Mickey was treated, Adam was treated, and Captain Jack, etc. and so forth. But a lot of people, during the Ninth Doctor's era, they make this argument where the Doctor was shell-shocked because of losing Gallifrey. And it takes a while for him to get better, etc., and improve. And Rose helped him get there, helped him improve. Even though some of the worst things I've ever seen the Doctor do was when Rose Tyler was with him. Then I go back to Nyssa, a woman who saw a young woman, much younger than the Doctor in every single way. A person could be much younger than somebody. Was the last of her species. It devastated her. She was very hurt. She was alone in the universe. And she clung to the Doctor and the Adric and Tegan. She said this, and Sarah Sutton talks about this in the special features to some DVDs of her time as the companion. And she said she was very protective of the Doctor and of the other companions because she was the last of her kind. But that's what I liked about Nyssa. She was the last of her kind. And even though this hurt her, she was agonizing over it. It was internalized. But she never let that get in the way of how she treated other people. She never used it as an excuse to burn or abandon others in a cold manner. She stayed mature about it. Even though it hurt her to death, she used it to build and improve herself, even though it was hurting her, and not as an excuse to sometimes mistreat others. She was shell-shocked, like the Doctor was, but she handled it much better. And therefore, it gives me no choice but to assume that Nyssa is actually stronger than the Doctor. And I know some of you are going to say, oh, you're looking at the wrong way. I'm not looking at the wrong way. I'm looking at it in a way you don't want me to look at it, or I'm seeing it in a different way than how you see it. You can see your way of doing it, but don't get mad that I see my way of doing it, of how things got done as well. We both can be right in the same situation, but I feel like Nyssa, I just respected her way of doing it so much, and I feel like it's a matter of sense and sensibility. Usually I sympathize with sensibility because I'm a very sensible person. Well, not sensible. I'm filled with sensibility. But this time I gotta respect Nyssa for being more of a sense, or the sense in situation, and the Doctor is more of sensibility. But I liked how Nyssa handled it. She let her sadness strengthen her, and strengthen her relationships, and then she became a strong woman or a strong character and went off on her own, developed her own identity and did her own thing, and took all the things she knew and put them into practice and helped people and had her own adventures. Nyssa used all of her agony, balled it up, kept going, and never used it as an excuse to be so shell-shocked she hurt others, or as an excuse of her right to hurt others, or as a way to defend when she hurt somebody else. It's just a matter of, sometimes when you see a stronger person do something, it changes your outlook on another character and how they did it somewhere else. That's all I'm saying. There's no right and wrong here. Okay, now on to number 5. And this is the first companion from the modern Doctor Who, New Who, and this number 5 slot goes to Martha. Yes, Martha Jones, the controversial companion who had a crush on the doctor, so she's pure evil. Never mind that she had a crush on the doctor after she gave her dying breath to save his life, so that he could save the entire planet. Basically saving the entire planet in her very first episode, or half of the planet in her first episode, and saving the doctor's life as well, and saving his life for almost every single episode that they're in. Because she had a crush on the doctor, she has no identity, she is evil. That's what the fan base wants me to believe. Thank you for that terrible message, fan base. Thank you for that. Screw you. No, I don't agree with you. Screw you. I'm not going with that. If you're okay with that sort of behavior, you think that means you're a bad person? If you have a crush on somebody, after you gave your dying breath to save their life, and you just feel an emotional connection because you gave your dying breath to save their life, that's you. It's fine. But don't put that on me. I'm not taking it. Not happening. That woman saved the doctor's life so many times. She was very smart. She was very, very capable. And she put up with the doctor at his second worst time. Remember how I said Perry put up with the doctor's crap in a terrible way? She dealt with the doctor at his worst. Martha was right up there with her pretty much. They both dealt with some terrible crap on the doctor's part. And they both handled it like champs. Appreciation to you, Martha Jones. Now, number 4. One of the very first companions the doctors had, we have Barbara, who was part of the TARDIS team with Ian and Susan, and Vicky eventually too. Barbara, there is not enough I can say about Barbara. That woman was amazing. Barbara was absolute perfection of a companion. I think it's from the door. No, I could be wrong. Sorry. Barbara was absolutely wonderful, one of the best companions ever. End of story. I'm not going to explain that much there. Then we got number 3. Okay, this is a companion I don't see on many people's top 10 lists, but I love her. She's sweet. She's adorable. Because she's Jo Grant. Jo Grant, I love you. You are so adorable. It helps that she was played by Katie Manning, who just knew how to make her adorable. But the thing I like about Jo is, yes, she does stupid things sometimes. Oh, hold on. Come on in. Sorry, we're recording video. I'm gonna let one of my coworkers in. Okay, now, sorry. So, I'm back, guys. I'm back. So, Jo Grant. Oh my God, that adorable, beautiful woman. And like I said before, she makes mistakes, yes, but it's because she's just trying so hard to be the best she can be. I'm fine with you being a flawed companion if you did it because you were always attempting to help and just assist to the best of your ability. And oftentimes when Jo Grant endangers someone, it's only herself, or it's mostly herself. Endanger yourself if you're going to do this wild and reckless thing because you're just trying so hard to help. I gotta appreciate that. I appreciate you, beautiful Jo Grant. Now we have number 2. Oh God, this amazing companion, Ace. Ace. You beautiful creature, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. You were a badass. You were you also kind of set the template for how companions are in New Who nowadays, except you are the best template for it. You were just strong, you were powerful, you were the perfect companion for the 7th Doctor. Ace, played by Sophie Aldred. You gorgeous, gorgeous, amazing creature. I love you. Okay, now, down to our number 1. I don't really see this companion almost ever getting on number 1, but she totally deserves it, so I'm giving it to you. Leela. By God. The Doctor has traveled with some amazingly beautiful women, but darn you, Louise Jameson. You are a Bond girl. And I'm not just talking about your beauty. My God, you were a ferocious, unique companion. You were a warrior woman. I mean, you were like that. You were a savage from the tribe of the tribe of the 17, which was Survey Team. Completely forgotten about. turned into 17. Either way, and you were realistic about how irrational you can be and how savage you can be, but you had no problem just sticking to your ways. And the doctor, even in his pacifistic ways, even he appreciated your savage like ways sometimes. Don't forget, people, at the end of the invasion of time, my God, that doctor would tell her to threaten to kill somebody in a second. He used that woman's skill so very well, and them in Horror of Fang Rock together, oh, just God, those two. Leela and the Fourth Doctor, even though the actors fought behind the screens, no, those two had the most amazing chemistry in real life, and Leela, I think you are magnificent. Now, before I head on out, honorable mentions go to Amy Pond. I love you, Amy Pond. I really do. Clara Oswald. I know that a lot of you guys hate Clara Oswald. I don't. This is something you have to accept. There are many things about her I do like. Clara Oswald. Liz Shaw. Beautiful Liz Shaw. Vicky. Some of the best chemistry that the first Doctor, William Hartnell, ever had was with this amazing woman. And then Bill Potts from Series 10 of New Who, as well as Donna Noble from Series 4 and also Runaway Bride. Love those guys as well. Those are my honorable mentions. And there are probably a couple companions on this list I do like too. I mean, not on this list. They're not on this list. I do like. There are very few companions I really don't like at all. But all these guys, I think they're an amazing set of companions. And thank you guys so much for watching. And if you disagree with me, it's okay, but just don't hate me for disagreeing with you. Each to his own when it comes to lists like this. That's just where the cookie crumbles. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And what are your top favorite companions? Be they 3 companions, 5, 7, 9, 10, or 12, or 15. It don't matter. What are your favorites? If you have any, you can let me know below. And hope to see you guys again very soon. Peace out.